Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel KGFL Creations. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to play a game, this or that. So if you want to see that, stick around. This is this or that sewing edition. I was tagged by Rochelle from Rochelle Handmaid's Design, and so I am going to do this or that. I'm gonna look down a little bit because I have to read the questions. There are 4 topics to this, so let's start with topic number 1, which is sewing prep. So question number 1, shopping new or shopping at my stash? So right now I am trying to shop my stash because I do have a lot of fabric, but if I'm looking for something specific, like I did the other day when I went to Hobby Lobby, I was looking for something specific, so I did buy something new, but other than that, I'm trying to avoid the stores because I have to shop my stash. Question number 2, PDF or paper pattern. Right now, I do have a lot of PDF patterns, and I do have some, well, a lot, I would say a lot of paper patterns. I can use them both. It just doesn't matter. PDF or paper, depends on what I'm looking for, what I'm looking to do. I have no problem doing a PDF or paper pattern. So it's just a matter of what I'm looking for. Question number 3, cutting versus tracing a pattern. Well, I am a tracing pattern lady. I don't like to cut my patterns because I do not sew only for myself. I sew for my daughter as well. And sometimes we might have a little bit difference between our bodies here and there. And also if we gain some weight, or if we lose some weight, that would be good. So I can just trace the pattern and another size, and that's it. So that would be good. Now cutting, I do cut the PDF patterns because if something happens that I need a new one, I can always print it again, no problem, just put it back together and that's fine. So mostly tracing patterns. Okay, question number 4, muslin or go for it? Well, I am usually just go for it. But if it's something special, like the dress that I made for Christmas, I had to do a muslin because I wanted to make sure that the pattern would fit me well. And also the last dress that I did for my daughter, I had to do a muslin just from the top. So that was making a muslin. But other than that, just go for it. Now let's go into topic number 2, which is fabric. So question number 1, buying fabric in store or shop online? Well, as of now, I have not purchased any fabric online. I do look around for them. I like to look for everything, look, but I have not pulled the trigger yet to buy anything online. I really like to touch and see and feel what the fabric is like. So I'm a bit scared of doing online shopping. So right now, store. So question number 2, knits versus woven. I think right now I kind of prefer to sew with knits. It's easier. I don't know why. I feel that's easier to sew with knits. It feels better in the body. It's much easier. I have done some wovens. I'm working on a shirt right now for my daughter, which is a 100% polyester woven. The dress that I made for her was woven. A couple of things in the past, my dress for Christmas was just a regular woven fabric. It was not knit at all. But lately I've been liking a lot of knit. So I would say I'm right now 75% knit, 25% woven, give or take. Yeah, I think so. So question number 3, it tumble dry or hang to dry? When I pre-wash everything, I do put it in the machine to dry because that's mostly what I do. Sometimes when I do have my regular wash, I can hang it to dry because here in Florida, it's very hot. I do have some lines in the backyard and I like to save some energy. So I put it out there to dry, and then I just throw it in the machine just to fluff it up a little bit, take off the wrinkles and whatnot for like 5 minutes. That's it. Then I can fold everything, and that's that. But originally, before I make anything, I do like to put it into the machine to tumble dry. So question number 4 is rotary cutter versus scissors. Wow. I have been using a rotary cutter lately. Well, pretty much for most of the cutting I do a rotary cutter compared to scissors. Scissors I just use to snip the markings and little things like that. But I do respect the rotary cutter. I am afraid of that because one day, not long ago, I would say about 2 or 3 months ago, I watched a video on YouTube where a lady was telling her story of how she cut her finger right here with a rotary cutter, and that got me traumatized. So I use it with caution, very much caution. Now let's go into topic number 3, which is clothing construction. Question number 1, follow the pattern or just wing it? I pretty much follow the pattern as much as I can. If I find that there's something that I don't think it's relevant, or I will just wing it a little bit, but I try to follow the pattern as much as I can. So I read everything first, and then as I'm going, I have the pattern with me and I'm reading, and yeah, so pretty much follow the pattern. Now let's go into question number 2, bias tape finish or facing finish? I don't know. I don't have much of a preference right now. I have done a lot of the little bias tape, like for the Rhapsodies that I have done. I am working on a blouse for my daughter now that has a facing, which is fine. The dress that I did for my daughter, I did put some lining, and I had to do the under stitching. It was okay too. I don't have much of a preference from one or the other. I'm good with both. So I'm like in the fence on that one. Now let's go into question number 3, serge seams or French seams. Let's say this is for woven, because that's pretty much what I think this one is for. I would say if I can, I will do French seams because I think it looks cleaner. But if there's a point in the garment that I cannot do French seams, I will serge. I do have a serger, so I will do that. Some of the four big patterns, sometimes they don't even tell you how to finish your garments. Something that I really don't like, that they don't say anything. But right now, French seams if I can. So now let's go to question number 4, which is button fly or zip fly. I would say zip fly for me. I'm not into buttons because going into the bathroom, I need to go to the bathroom and just unzip and go. So no buttons or anything to have to undo all the little buttons, nah. And so far I only have done 1 zipper fly on a skirt, so I technically don't have to unzip that to go to the bathroom. So I only unzip it when I have to put it on. So zipper fly. So let's go into question number 5, button by hand or machine sewn. I do buttons by hand. I never tried doing the button in the machine. I'm afraid to do it. I do have the little foot that you can use it. It's a tiny little thing, but I have never done it. I'm afraid that I'm gonna break a needle or something. So I just, as of now, I only have done buttons by hand. So now let's go into question number 6, which is fusible interfacing or sewn in interfacing. I only have used fusible interfacing up until this date. I have not even seen sewn in interfacing. So only fusible interfacing for me. It could be the very thin one, the little thicker one, whatever I need for whatever it is that the pattern calls for, but fusible interfacing. Iron and it stays on. So let's go into question number 7. The threads, you snip as you go or you do it all at once at the end? Well, I snip as I go because I like to just do little knots and snip, and if I do whatever I do, I just like to snip, snip, snip. I don't like to leave it until the end because I know I'm gonna forget about something, so it has to be snip as I go. Question number 8, press as you go or press all at the end? I am a press as you go. No ands, ifs, or buts. I press as I go. I keep the ironing board right next to me on my right side because I'm a right-handed person. And yeah, every time I do something, I press. I turn on the little iron. I have the tiny little iron, so that's what I use. Turn on, press, and there I go. That is it for topic 3. Now let's go into topic 4, which is sewing habits. Let's go into question number 1, which is late night seamstress or daytime seamstress. I am both. During the week, I have to sew at night because I work during the day. I have a full-time job, so nighttime for me during the week. Now on weekends, I try to sew pretty much during the day. I stay in here during the day, outside of only after I do everything that I have to do, all the cleaning, cooking, laundry, you know, everything that we have to do on the weekends. So yeah, I try to sew during the day on the weekends, and sometimes I also go into nighttime. So both there. Let's go into question number 2, slow and steady or frantic sewing. I am slow and steady. I don't like to rush anything. Sometimes if I'm trying to rush, I will make a mistake, so I don't like to do that. And yeah, slow and steady, that's my vibe. Now let's go into question number 3, tidy as you go or one big cleanup. I try to keep everything organized and cleaned as I go. I have my garbage right next to me, so as I'm cutting my threads, whatever I do, I kind of try to put it in there. And when I'm done at night doing something, I try to kind of keep it organized, put things away, or just keep it nicely organized so there's not a big mess in here. I try not to keep a big mess. I don't like to see a big mess. But yeah, I try to keep it as I go. So that's it. All right, so that was it for the this or that. I wanted to thank Rochelle for tagging me, and I am also going to tag some people. I am going to put it on this side right here, a little list of tags for people. If they want to do it, they can jump into the this or that sewing edition. All right, guys, see you in the next video. Bye.